Welcome back, Disc Golf World. This is the final shebang of the 2023 Preserve Championship powered by Prodigy. We are here at the Airborn Disc Golf Preserve in Clearwater, Minnesota, playing the Black Bear course for this Disc Golf Pro Tour Elite Event. I'm Holly.
You're not Holly. I'm Holly.
Not Holly. It has been a long weekend, Holly.
That's my partner, Connor O'Reilly, and I'm Holly Finley. We appreciate you guys hanging out with us on this final day. Look at this leaderboard. Kristen Tatar has caught up with Katrina Allen. Hailey King and Ella Hansen are tied, and Holyn Handley is making a lot of birdies. Can she make a push for the podium? Here we are on hole 10. Connor's going to tell you about it.
1,000 feet on the dot, par 5. The key factor is to get a lot of distance off this tee, because if you can clear this little grass line that has a creek in the middle that you see here we're flying over, makes that third shot a little bit easier. You can play it off to the right side. It just takes a lot more accuracy on that second shot, and feels like it brings that little bush into play on the approach as well. But a lot of ways to birdie this one, just throw it far.
Hailey King up first, currently sitting at 4 under par for the round. A beautiful distance drive. We've seen her, she's usually the furthest thrower off the tee when she's in the group. Really impressive distance out of Hailey. Missy, whoa, that looked like a roller angle. I think she was going for a flex shot, but maybe just pulled over on it a bit more than intended.
Yeah, needed either more height to help give it time, or hang it out to the left a little more.
Juliana with her turn off the tee. Covered some good ground with that one.
You think we'll see Juliana try to attack for birdie here, or just piece it apart for par?
I feel like she'd give it a birdie go. Holyn with a roller off the tee.
I love the roller play here. This one looks great. Can she beat Hailey's air shot? I think she might have.
You know, it's just crazy because Holyn can already throw really far, and then she's got a roller on top of that.
Holyn showing that she has all the shots in the bag.
And we've actually seen Missy birdie this the previous 2 days. I'm curious to see if she, because of that mishap on the tee shot, if she's still able to pull a birdie out today.
Yeah, she'll likely have still like a 400-foot shot in from there, so definitely doable, but gonna take a high-level execution.
And the sidewalk is out of bounds if you land on the right of it, and the tall grass is actually a ditch. There's no water, it's dry, but it's out of bounds as well, so you've got to be careful if you're, you know, really far off your drive. Hailey King, she's going over the ditch, and that shows you just how far off the drive she got. Safe on the other side. Heck, you can get a 4 from there.
She put a move on that one. 2 shots, and she's almost only 100 feet away from this 1,000-footer.
I know. Look, Holyn had the roller. Longest shot. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Oh, my gosh. She clears by a matter of inches and chops down the grass in the process.
I just feel like she could have thrown a faster disc and almost gotten an eagle.
I think she did throw faster, just played
it
a little
low. It
low.
looked like that buzz again.
No, she just had she has all her discs dyed by Throw Joe's, so I think, yeah, it was the same type of dye. But
that threw me off. I was like, wow, she got so far, she's throwing a mid? Juliana with the turn again. 3 turns and a birdie putt. That's how you design that.
Hailey just a short chip up from maybe 150 feet at max. She smashed those first 2 over 400. And picking up some kind of little critter, maybe a frog or something to bring back. I saw a little toad during my round out there.
They were so small. Hundreds of them.
Oh my gosh, that was so close to grabbing chains and Landing for the Eagle 3. Holyn's been playing some aggressive approaches today. I like to see it.
Missy smoothing her upshot right outside the bullseye. And Juliana gave it a run for birdie. It's a good attempt. There were more birdies than I expected on this hole today.
Everyone down in their distance all week. Finding a rhythm today. Very low wind maybe had some bit of a factor as well. Yeah, definitely a good grouping of birdies. 27%. Hailey made that one look very easy.
Didn't she, though?
Holyn as well.
Hailey King at 5 under par for the round. Missy sitting at 4 under and Holyn at 3 under.
I think we'll see a lot of battles between these two in the years to come.
Let's check out hole 11, an ace run, 269 feet par 3. Got this out of bounds water you've got to fly over and decide what type of shot shape is going to get you a birdie look here. I like a straight flat shot running right at the chains. I'd say the most common shot I've seen is just a very lazy hyzer, nice distance controlled shot coming right into the tower. Hailey King up first, looks to be throwing the new con.
Bleacher full of stands.
It's low, it's too low.
Oh, she finds that second tier though that is
That
in bounds.
generous tier.
It is so generous, Holly. I am a big fan of removing it in the future. And even the fairway short. I think Ricky birdied from the fairway short yesterday, and to me, if you're not up on top,
You didn't make it.
you're punished. We're the best in the world out here.
Holyn makes it to the top. She has a 20-foot putt for birdie.
Missy
that's
skies
left.
this one.
Oh,
Can she catch the bricks? And she does.
Yes.
Stays on top. That is always a scary shot.
those bricks are so nice. I love having the bleachers there this year.
Yeah, we saw Pierce glance off the top for ace run yesterday with her Fierce, and Juliana puts a great height and speed on that one.
That's my preferred shot for this hole. Missy from 50 feet. We saw her hit this putt in previous days.
She put on a show for the crowd.
Oh,
So close.
oh, this basket is sponsored by Kel's wife, Toria. Had her name on it.
Yeah, it was cool to see out here at the Airborn Preserve who sponsored each basket and who works on each hole. Hailey nearly capitalizes.
Yes!
Juliana hangs it in the chains.
I love it when it just suspends in the chains like that.
Into the headwind. Gave it the nose angle.
Holyn able to capture a birdie as well in front of the crowd.
Strong in the right side, a little low enough to squeak into the basket. Hailey and Missy have to settle for par after kind of misfiring on their drives. Missy looking for that first birdie of the back nine still. Hailey leading the card at 5 down. Hole 12 is one of my favorite holes on the course. Par 4, 650 feet. Power straight or hyzer shot off the tee depending on how you want to shape it and how much distance you have. And if you clear that sand trap and the little mound in front of it, you're going to have a great position to attack this very specific second shot. There's a forehand that when it crests the hill and flies down this drone flight, fades into the basket nicely, and there's also a straight backhand window that if you can come in with the right speed, You can get a birdie look.
Holyn up first. This is a good looking shot.
A little long. She's going to be testing some bushes and have a obstructed stance.
Yeah, too long right, and it can pinch you off. You do have some low hanging stuff on the right side.
Yeah, it feels kind of favorable to miss long here, but in reality, when you really get back there, it's kind of tricky.
Juliana seems to be in the perfect landing zone, hyzering just past that sand trap. Oh, that's a little low from Hailey.
Yeah, just looked a little soft out of her. Not quite the pop she needed.
She's barely on the left side. I'm not sure if she'll be able to get a shot all the way into the green from there. I mean, she does have a really good forehand, so she actually could.
Missy stretches that one just past the mound in front of the bunker. That's a good spot to be. Hailey looks like flex forehand. Very smooth. And finds the hill short. She's feeling a little frustrated, likely with the drive.
Juliana in a prime position to attack for birdie.
Oh. Yeah, those two trunks just make you shape this one a little tighter than you might like. And Missy narrowly avoids it as well. Skips to a spot where she can definitely make that one. Holyn had a standout forehand and creeps over the hill.
Nobody has really gotten up there in the circle yet. Juliana just looking to scramble for par. And that's going to be a long par putt. Not impossible, though. Hailey gives it a spin.
Holyn from 60.
Ooh!
Maybe even longer. Missy from 60. Does she do it?
Missy!
Oh my gosh, and off of the nub.
God, Missy, thanks a lot. I really wanted you to get that one.
That's 2 putts in a row, just barely off the cage for birdie. Trying to put on a show for these fans.
It had good height, not too much speed.
Missy makes good on her comeback.
That's one thing that I appreciate about Missy. She's very confident in her runs at the basket because she is confident in her comeback ability. You don't see her, she just never looks timid when she's putting.
Yeah, it's good to see. I think you see that kind of out of Missy. We've been seeing that out of Holyn and Hailey as well, just always looking to attack, and those are the players that we see find themselves with position to win on the Disc Golf Pro Tour. You really have to score birdies and you have to play aggressive. Safe play can get you by, but rarely do you see it win.
Hole 13, a par 3, 348 feet, a nice low ceiling, another fun tunnel shot. The low Mississippi River behind the basket plays out of bounds, but that's really only going to come into play if you juice your tee shot or maybe airball a putt. The trouble here would be pulling your shot over to the right side woods, looking to scramble. This is a tough birdie to get. We have not seen a lot of birdies on this hole this weekend. I don't know if people, I just don't understand why there aren't more birdies on this hole. You know, to me it seems very straightforward. It's like once I watch people play it, it's like, is this a small tunnel for people? Is this intimidating for the majority of players?
I think at the power level, players having to kind of go fairway driver most likely, or some players even distance driver, it makes this one really shrink down timing wise a little bit. Because they do have to kind of hit it at the more upper echelon of the power, I think, to really get this one inside circle one. But like you said, I do think it's a Very repeatable hole if you're synced up with your timing and you're throwing the right disc.
Juliana hits the gap, moves a bit left, and she has a 55-foot putt for birdie. It's not really a putt. You might want to run, though, if there's any kind of breeze. The drop-off behind is gnarly.
What's your disc of choice here on 13, Holly?
Oh, it's a Roadrunner every time. Right up to the chips.
I like that choice. Nice hyzer release, let it stand up throughout the flight.
You know it. Oh no, and that's the what you don't want to do here. Oof. Man, Hailey's a good putter though, so she could still get a par. It's just gonna have to work for it. Missy Gannon for birdie. Missy, can we just aim a half-inch higher for the next one, Missy? That's what I'm gonna need out of you.
It's funny, my first day of practice, I found myself all over the cage on these black baskets. I don't know what it was necessarily, but Missy, that's like her third one today.
I just have seen so many putting woes on this hole because, you know, this slight headwind, we haven't had one all day. It's been windless.
Yep.
And then it's very intimidating. I mean, it's hard not to think about what could happen if you miss the putt.
This is definitely one of the more intimidating putts on the course for sure.
I rolled up here in the practice days and I saw Matty O was posted up. He had his stack of putters. I said, "What's going on, Matt?" He said, "Hey, just catching some river vibes, getting this putting green dialed in." I said, "I understand that. And you can see why you want to feel comfortable around this putting green."
Matty O knows.
Hailey King taking a double bogey and Holyn with a bogey. Hate to see it.
Tough hole for the card. Only 4 birdies on the day. Hole 14. We have a new hole. FPO playing at what MPO played last year as a par 4. So this one's definitely on the difficult side. Big shot to clear this chasm of long grass, and you need to land it nice and flat. Easy to skip left in the long grass to the out of bounds, or in the short grass to the out of bounds there. And kind of deceptive approach here. You really need to come in with the perfect distance because it drops off quick behind. And it's easy to find yourself in circle 2 looking up that hill.
Missy Gannon up first. This is looking good out of the hand. And that spotter, I saw him here last year.
He's been here every year that we've been here, I'm pretty sure.
I appreciate you guys volunteering your time out there, all of the locals.
I remember that guy in particular, he's been on the same hole every year too.
Yes, exactly. And Juliana's pulled hers over to the right corner. Now, it's not out of bounds, it's just really, really thick.
Yeah, you see a lot of players drag this one a little more to the right with the fear of the out of bounds creeping into their mind.
Holyn is safe in the fairway on the left side.
If you can tuck yourself towards that out of bounds line left, it really opens up that nice hyzer approach with the backhand in, and I think that's probably the best place to be, though it's kind of scary to put yourself there.
Oh, Hailey's disc is looking like it might be out of bounds.
Most definitely.
It was too high, and she started it in the middle of the fairway. I mean, it was going to hyzer left. I hate that for her, especially after that double on the previous hole.
Yeah, if you want to play hyzer on this shot, it's really got to be nose down, getting into that fairway quickly.
Juliana looking to get up in the circle and get herself a par putt. Get left.
You know what that red disc is there? Some straight to understable fairway?
It's probably a Roadrunner. She uses turn as her main driver. Now, Hailey King is such a long thrower. She could still get a par even though she threw out of bounds. It looks like from her body language she didn't like that throw.
Yeah, there's that false hill that she caught. Kind of tricks your eyes to thinking that's the edge of the circle, but Holyn getting flat on this mid-range shot, making the adjustment from the miss she had high a couple times, and scary putt. Let's see how she's feeling, how aggressive she wants to get.
It is a scary putt. Missy Gannon had a Good looking drive off the tee.
Looking for that touch of left finish. Gets herself well up there inside the bullseye.
Juliana's decided that this is not really a putt, so she goes
polecat.
for
Looked
a
like she was tossing
smoothie
that
throw,
thing in.
right?
Flexing on us, Juliana.
Just playing catch with the basket. And Hailey decides not to run this one, which I think was a smart choice.
Holyn too close to say no.
Gives it a nice conservative run.
Yeah, it's the smart miss.
I had a 40-foot putt for birdie today, and mine came out looking like Holyn's. Inside, I intended to go for it, but my body didn't let me fully go for it.
I stepped up to circle 2 whisker and I couldn't let myself lay it up, and I gave it a kind of floaty run. It was a little scary. It went just long, but it curled up for me, so. Sometimes it's hard to say no, y'all. Gotta eat greedy out here.
This is one I want to try to get next year for sure. Didn't get the 3. Gonna have to save that one for 2024.
If disc golf is your game, make Gotta Go, Gotta Throw your disc golf warehouse. With a huge selection of discs, bags, baskets, carts, and more. Everything you need for the game you love. Online or at our Minnesota store. GottaGoGottaThrow.com, your disc golf warehouse.
Let's check out this new teeing area from hole 15, a 738-foot par 4. Your tee shot's got to go through that gap. If you can get a late right turn, that would be a super bonus. Second shot needs to be as long as possible. The majority of the second shots I see you're landing somewhere around this tree on your left. That'll give you a short little shot into the green to get yourself a par. This is not an easy hole to birdie, and we have seen very few this weekend. First up, Missy Gannon. After a birdie on hole 14, she hits the gap with a nice low controlled shot.
Yeah, this is the last hole. It's really tough to get birdie percentage wise. 16, 17, and 18 definitely going to see high birdie percentages, though they can still be messed up, but 15 really going to be a challenging one.
Good looking shot out of Holyn through the gap, over the ridge.
And I feel like 15 is playing like a really good challenging par 4 for the FPO division right now. Birdie is going to take 2 amazing shots, but par is pretty manageable if you can crest that hill.
And Hailey, I liked it. She didn't look like she liked it. It doesn't look like she likes any of her shots. I don't know if that's just her general reaction, but I think she's throwing great.
She just drives herself to such a high level of perfection that if it's not exactly what her eye or mind thought, then she feels like she could have had it come out better, which, you know, that can be a thin line to ride sometimes. It can push you to high heights, but it can also drive you mad at times.
I agree. Missy lands under that tree. Hopefully she's can take a knee or something to get up and down. Juliana lands right behind it. Hailey's forehand really gave her some advantage on the second shot.
Yeah, probably about 400, maybe a little further out, and she parks it.
No way! I have not seen that all weekend.
Holyn, CTP off of the tee.
Get left.
Puts it wide. This green's very fast. Let's see if she gets some action.
And she's up there putting for birdie. She went past the basket.
Yeah, she's putting down at it from 25 feet.
Oh, I haven't seen that all weekend either. And Juliana, this is really the most difficult, I'd say the second most difficult part of this hole is that tree. You know, if you can just get away from it anywhere, left or right, you're fine. But as soon as you get near it, just makes things difficult.
Yeah, I think a lot of players try to play around it to the right side, but when you come up a little bit short, you end up right behind it.
Missy Gannon from the knee. Can Holyn get the 3 here on hole 15?
Stretches out to the left and catches the right side pocket of this basket.
And that basket was generous. Wow, what a putt.
Yeah, definitely kind of a 50-50 reaction on those type of putts. But I think she was above the basket enough to where the nose was down on the putter and kind of just got into that cage.
Juliana dead center, but just a little too nose down.
Yeah, her clean card has been getting some blemishes here on the back 9. Finds herself at 1 over par.
I mean, a drop in 3 on 15. Hailey King.
We got to see 2 birdies on 15. Only one other one on the day for Cat Merch. Hole 16. Playing back at the pond. Usually there's some wind coming off this one because of it. The key feature of this hole is our mounded green. 1 tree on the right side of the basket, blocking some of the right hand backhand hyzer shots. The 2 trees on the left, if you're a right hand player, are kind of just spots you hope to hit if you miss your shot inside, but you want to check this one just on the short right side of this hill, maybe just inside the circle, and scoot up close. That one you don't have to putt from too long.
Holyn up first. And that's a bit wide. Is it going to skip up there? Wow, yes it does. And she has a 20-foot putt for birdie.
Skips and checks up the hill, doesn't get forced down. Well thrown. Hailey, similar width. Let's see what kind of ground reaction she gets.
What overstable discs these girls are throwing. If I threw my discs that far wide, I don't think I would be in the circle. Maybe my most overstable destroyer.
Missy a little bit more delicate and high, coming in nicely on the hill though. Yeah, checks up just under that tree.
And that limb that you don't like.
Yeah, those 2 dead ones. Let's get them going.
So today, yesterday I mentioned there was a limb hanging over the teeing area, and today I show up and it's been broken off. Ooh!
Juliana nearly touching the koozie, rolls out to the circle's edge. This green is a pesky one.
King for birdie.
Well committed, barely high and right, and just falls out of the side.
And that's the same style putt we saw from Juliana on the previous hole, just a bit nose down and short.
Holyn flat on that one. This mounded green can make you have tough footing. It's kind of dry too, so your back foot can slip out on you if you're not careful. More challenge to this green than it might look.
Missy gets the birdie here on the 16th. Holyn will take a par. And that puts Holyn 4 under for the round.
Hailey has to settle for the par.
She'll be at 3 under for the round. Missy Gannon currently at 6 under.
Missy staying clean on the back. Everyone else having a little trouble.
Let's take a look at hole 17. A shorty tight tunnel. I love this hole. Par 3, 243 feet. We've got new out of bounds on the left. It continues all the way around behind the basket. You've also got a low ceiling, so if you're trying to ace run this or throw as high as the basket, you could clip those limbs. Really, the number one thing here is just to get out of the gap. I see a lot of players struggling just to do that. Missy Gannon up first.
Looks to be playing a soul, very understable mid-range. And plays it nice. Very soft touch out of the hand. Perfect speed. Holyn going to that putter. We saw her try to ring up on hole 7 on a throw-in on the front 9.
Oh, that's a good looking shot out of Holyn.
Oh, well that check short. It looks like it did, but it You do not have more than about 25 feet on the long side before the out of bounds creeps up.
Oh, and Hailey just
Oh my gosh.
a little left and gave up on it, but the disc didn't give up on itself, and she's out in the fairway with a birdie putt.
Yeah, not the look you want on this elevated basket, but a makeable one for a very talented player.
Yeah, we've seen Hailey King make a lot of putts on these elevated baskets. Can she give us another one?
Far enough for the jumper. Got it flat out of the hand. That would look great. Just narrowly off once again.
Yes, Juliana got the nose up on this one, taking home a long birdie.
Touch that thing in there. Missy, no commitment out of her. Little low and right. Rare to see Missy miss that big from inside the circle.
And you were right, that OB came up quick.
Strong comeback for Hailey. One more chance at the birdie.
Holyn and Juliana with the only birdies here on the 17th on this card.
Hole 18 is a daunting par 5. Takes 3 great shots to score birdie.
Missy taking the risk.
Our final hole out here at the Airborn Preserve's Black Bear course is a par 5. 942 feet, forced water carry off the tee. Choose how aggressive you want to get, shortening up that second shot where you're likely just going to pitch to the flat over here right at this bunker. Still slightly sandy footing even from there, so this third shot's going to be really important. Try to give it the commitment and get over that bunker so you can have an open putt for the birdie.
Holyn choosing a more conservative shot, just a safe layup.
Yeah, I think she wanted to go aggressive there, but her body just didn't quite let her, look like.
I agree, she had the little fancy tiptoes going on like she was about to bomb something. This is the most common play here, exactly what Juliana and Holyn are doing, just a safe hyzer shot.
Yeah, gonna make them put a little more distance on that second one, but still well within both of their range. Missy very safe off the tee, hyzer out of the hand.
Missy was OB day 1 off the tee on this hole, so making sure to get some air underneath the disc, and that's low out of Hailey, but she throws hard. Is it going to get there?
Oh,
and it doesn't.
She wanted to get more aggressive than the rest of these ladies in it. Came back to bite her. Waits for the card in front to be a few feet in front of where they were yesterday before she throws from the drop zone.
Missy Gannon looking for a placement shot. You either want to get past that sand bunker or short in front of it. Landing in it is detrimental. You don't really get a good run up. It's just not a good spot to be. Missy lands in a perfect spot. Juliana looking to do the same, and she is in the sand.
Yeah, if you've never thrown a disc out of sand, I recommend going to your local volleyball court and trying to throw some field work shots because it can really throw your timing.
And Holyn has landed in the sand as well. And Hailey King is a bit too far. I don't know if she doesn't like the distance or what, but she decides to pitch up, which is surprising because she...
I feel like she was right in the edge of the range where she could definitely have gone for that one.
100%, and I guess she just wasn't feeling it. You know, after you try to throw a big distance shot and you throw it low in OB, maybe you just don't want to try again. Juliana, from the sand, can it hyzer back in bounds? What a good looking shot. That is not easy.
Absolutely.
Handley from the sand.
She has plenty of power to deal with it and looks to have measured it very well here.
Oh my gosh, they made it look like it was nothing. Bad footing. Well, don't listen to me.
High level shots for those two ladies. Hailey nicks the branch, but doesn't seem to affect the flight too much. It takes a little speed off, but checks just a pace or two outside the bullseye.
Missy Gannon for birdie from 45 feet.
To footing in the sand. A little bit of headwind starting to pick up on her, looks like.
What a finishing putt from Missy Gannon. Let's put her at 7 under for today's round.
Man, and she was on the cage for about 3 or 4 more, Holly, with
Yes,
a matter
she
of
was.
inches. She was really throwing the disc well today, threatening a double-digit round.
Holyn Handley with a finishing birdie. Puts her at 6 under for the round.
She loves it, and rightfully so. Scores 3 out of the last 4 to bring her round back to a better finish.
After a out-of-bounds tee shot, Hailey King takes a bogey to finish out here on the 18th.
Juliana takes her time, drops that one in for a par, even for the round.
Missy and Holyn. Incredible golf they played this weekend. When all's said and done, Holyn Handley has earned herself a podium finish. Kristen Tatar in second place, and congratulations to Katrina Allen taking home the win here at the Preserve Championship.
Kristen Tatar put a move on in the early middle parts of the round, tied it up, and Katrina, face down, the world #1, said, I still got everything left in the tank that I need to win, and took down this Disc Golf Pro Tour Elite event in pretty convincing fashion.
Appreciate you guys tuning in to this final day coverage of the Preserve. If you would like to support Connor and I, we have some Tour Series discs available. Links are in the description.
It's been a great week here on the Mississippi River, and we look forward to it again in 2024.